Hello everyone, greetings and namaste. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm at the Hermitage, which is located at 19A Joo Chiat Place in Singapore. And with me is the founder and owner of the Hermitage, who is none other than Hendrick DK.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hendrick, for agreeing to come onto my talk show and to share with the audience a little bit about yourself and what you offer. Can you tell everyone about what you've been up to as well as your background experience?
Okay, hi. Yeah, so thanks, Luke. Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm DK. As mentioned, I'm the founder of the Hermitage. It's a spiritual center. So the reason I started this place is because I feel that Singaporeans are always in the hustle and bustle and always rushing, and they need an inner sort of refuge, like a sanctuary. So I set this series up as a sanctuary for people to de-stress, to meditate, and to pursue their spiritual journeys. So a bit of myself, I used to be a monk of 5 years, a Buddhist monk, and I was ordained in Thailand.
Yeah. When I first met him, he was a monk. We were teaching at the Singapore Free Meditation Group, which is no longer, unfortunately, but you know, yes, the spirit of it has been carried on by the both of us in our practice, and it's still very much alive, right? And he actually, when he was a monk, he actually wrote 2 books, right? He's the author of 2 great books about his life path and journey. I've read them, they're really very fascinating. Could you share with the audience how is it that you stumbled into monkhood, and what were your biggest takeaways from that?
Yeah, in fact, yeah, everyone asked me that question. That's why I wrote the book, so I don't want to repeat the same thing all the time. Yeah, so a bit of me is that I think it started in 2011.
Yeah.
2011, I was 23 years old. I was pretty messed up with life. What I knew about the world was materialism. So it was a very sleazy lifestyle. I was a drunkard and always just partying non-stop. Every single day I was drunk.
Very destructive patterns.
Yes, very. Yes, that's right. Yeah, and getting into a lot of fights and arguments because I couldn't find any happiness in the world, right? And so all the luxuries were provided to me by my very loving parents, and I still felt empty. Yeah, and eventually I stumbled across Buddhism because I went to Thailand just for a short trip. The reason I went to Thailand was because I was trying to set the house on fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fire starter, you.
That's right. Yeah.
What a troublemaker.
Yeah. So anyway, I was having a bad fight with my parents. You know, so I didn't know what I was doing. It was very destructive. So I decided, okay, let's go to Thailand, get a blessing, and see where it leads me, right? But when I got to Thailand, then something just captivated me. You know, I was curious about the way of life. You know, and we have this stereotype that monks, they know the path of peace, and I was interested in meditation. I wanted to find out more. So what was it? And then I was offered to stay in the monastery for a week. So in Thailand, you can be ordained for a week, just a short-term ordination. I had the resistance because I couldn't speak Thai. I did not like the Thai language. I didn't like Thai people, and no one in the monastery could speak English at all. And I was going to be placed in the countryside, you know. So I was like, no, maybe I shouldn't do that. But there's a part of me that really wants to learn meditation, you know. So I decided, but I don't have to be a monk to do that. I didn't want to shave my head. You know, at the time I had 3 girlfriends at the time. Yeah.
Not 1 but 2. But most people have a hard time even attracting 1 year. Not 1, 2, but 3. Wow.
Yeah, that's right. So I had kind of like, you know, the high life waiting for me back in Singapore. Why would I want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Then that's when my dad's friend told me, hey, if you become a monk, the dad has to kneel down and call you master.
Oh.
You know, I was like, okay, so look, let's see who's the boss now. Yeah.
Okay.
So long story short, I went in, and after a week, I decided to stay on for another week because I found some peace in me, in myself. And 2 weeks later, I saw the cause of my anger. Right. And then eventually, I decided to stay on to practice because a lot of questions that I was asking since I was young, like what is life about? I couldn't deal with impermanence. I couldn't deal with death and things like this. So the books that I was reading, they were speaking out to me. And I decided, okay, I would like to stay on. Eventually, I stayed on for 16 months. So it was supposed to be a week, and it became 16 months because I realized there was so much to learn. You know, and of course, so I did not share, but I beat up my mom when I was 10, almost killed my dad when I was 14. By the age of 20, I already got 3 girls pregnant, all aborted. Yeah, so a lot of guilt.
Wow, child.
Yeah, so the guilt started to surface.
Yeah.
And I had to deal with them. It took me 5 months. Every single day I was tormented by them. And eventually I let go. It was wonderful, and after 16 months, I decided it was time to come home. I missed my dad. I reconciled with him. I wanted to go to the movies with him. It's something you can't do as a monk, right? So I returned to Singapore. So returned to Singapore. I worked for a year and a half, just doing different jobs. But then it was not calling out to me. I had a higher calling that okay, I would like to be a monk for the rest of my life. So in 2013, I actually returned to monkhood, and the aspiration was to do it for the rest of my life. However, in 2017, when I was there in Plum Village, it's the practice center of world-renowned Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh in France. I was staying there for an entire year, and I saw how much engaged work they were doing. They were not selling the brand of Buddhism, but simply the practice, simply the essence of it. That's what got me thinking, like, oh, how can I bring this back to Singapore? And if I were to bring this back to Singapore, how am I going to do it? And we know that Singapore, we have many religions, and there's always a taboo.
A blend of multicultural, multi-religious backgrounds here,
Correct, So I made the very painful decision to actually disrobe so that I could serve society.
In a more universal way, without the stigma of the taboo, like the religious taboo.
That's right.
I hear you. After all, it's even though in many ways Buddhism is known more as a spiritual way of life than it is a religion, but it still has a connotation of being an organized religion.
That's right. And that's something that we can't change. We could educate, but there's no point for me to think that okay, I need to try to say that to the public. Or try to educate them. It's going to take a long way, and everyone has been trying to do that.
Preconceived bias judgment as a filter, you see. I understand, but it's amazing your life story from your bad boy to monk, and now reformed owner of a spiritual hub for stressed out urbanites. And we really need it here in Singapore, where we have one of the longest working hours in the world, So very admirable what you have achieved, and which led to your service to humanity. So thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Right, could you tell the audience, because you are also like me, a speaker and a workshop facilitator at the Festival of Love, which is upcoming soon. Could you tell the audience what are you actually going to be teaching there?
So in fact, I'm going to so my title for the conference is From Sleaze to Zen. So it's an extended story of what we just shared, in this talk show. It's about my life transition, because I was from Sleaze to Zen. So you see, like from a party animal, basically
extremes.
Just extreme. It was like hedonism, and I had to break my comfort zone and go into monkhood, and then going back again, and then ultimately coming back again to serve humanity. So in my life, it's a lot about letting go of stuff, about coming out of your comfort zone. A lot of us have difficulty trying to do that.
Yes, it takes bravery, guts,
That's right.
intention, sincerity to really step out of that comfort zone, to step out of what you're repeatedly, psychically used to,
That's right. So because so a lot of the clients that I work with in my one-to-one coaching, they want to let go of stuff, be in a relationship, a job, a lifestyle, but they can't move forward. See, the idea, the thing is to move forward. We want to let go of something, we need to know what are we moving forwards to drop something, to move forward towards something. But a lot of people have difficulty finding it, or because it takes a lot of sincerity.
Indeed.
It takes a lot of sincerity, honesty, introspection. And without that, it's like, I want to let go, but I feel lost at the end. That's what a lot of my clients tell me. So I'm always telling people what you want to move forward and to access it together with them. And that's very important, because you got to let go. You got to crack yourself, right? So I feel that's important, and part of my journey is that letting go of the idea, that I'm a monk. So a lot of people, they face this. A lot of people, when they go into spirituality, they think, oh, how about my job? I don't like my job, but I can't be a full-time spiritual teacher like ourselves, because the conditions are not there. So a lot of people, they tend to get really lost about it. And I like to tell them, it's a life. The meaning is about what you put between you and the work that you're doing. It can be spiritual work, because spiritual lifestyle is the essence. It's how you present yourself, but it's not so much about the form. That's why I'm wearing a cap, I'm not wearing beads or anything. We're normal people, because the more normal you are, and the more spiritual you are. It's about humility and how you want to connect. And
that's the point. You don't have to go to the mountains and look like a guru and dress like a yogi
Yeah.
and practice yoga. It doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah,
It's- in fact,
that's spiritual materialism again.
yeah, in fact, that's a very extreme, like what you meant, is going the opposite extreme, and actually Buddha taught balance, the middle path, and you can still lead a circular life and be spiritual. Every single moment should be a meditation. Every single moment we live with intention, awareness, and higher consciousness can be spiritual.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, we can teach what we teach even if we're dressed in a swimsuit, a Pokemon costume, or naked. We still have the same knowledge, the experience, and we're able to teach what we teach and hold that space. It doesn't have to be looking like a religious figure or monk to still own that energy.
That's right. That's right. So, and one thing, like maybe just to put it out, for those who are searching, it's about finding the meaning between yourself and your work. If everyone becomes a spiritual teacher or has a center, then who's going to help those in the corporate setting?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you have to be there. You're there for a reason.
Yeah.
You got to find the meaning.
Yeah.
Why am I there?
Yeah.
Maybe
Life purpose.
That's right.
Destiny.
If you're not there in your team, then who's going to guide them towards a positive direction, towards spirituality? And it's not about preaching, but it's about our way
experience.
And how we embody ourselves. Right?
Well said. Right, Hendrick, could you tell the audience a little bit about what the Hermitage offers in terms of services? Kind of like, we know you have space clearing, but what other services and classes do you hold?
Yeah, so I do both spiritual kinds of meditation, like the energy modalities, tantra, and I also teach secular mindfulness. I do one-to-one spiritual counselings, empowerments, blessings, energy healings. It's very much from the Buddhist and the ancient Rishi traditions that I do. And I do some collaborative workshops. In fact, I forgot to mention for the Fest of Love, I'm coming out with an inner child workshop. I think
we all need to heal our inner child wounds for sure.
The bring out, that's very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
And it's actually ancestral karmic cleansing and clearing.
Yes, it is. Yes, in fact, it is. That's very important. We forget, right? We forget how to be happy or look at things with the curious eyes of a child and to be open, because we are so, I would say, conditioned by society that we do not dare to be ourselves.
We forgot inner child. And everyone's been hurt before, right? When we carry all these wounds and hurt. And the onus is on us to release that pain, release that trauma, and not project it unwittingly and unconsciously on others who have not hurt us. So it's not fair to harbor the anger and the anxiety and the frustration that because of the pain we have harbored by others, and then portray it and victimize others who were not the bully in the first place. Right? It's not fair to them. So it's onus and responsibility it's on to us to free ourselves of this pain, the trauma. And we can do it through meditating and spiritual practices that people like you teach. So I honor you for your service. Could you tell the audience where can they go to find out more about you, the Hermitage, and what your offerings are?
Yeah, so I usually post it on Facebook. You can just type the Hermitage Zen, and everything is up there. The updates about what I do, the services I provide, the workshops and events and retreats. Yeah, so just look me up at the Hermitage Zen, drop a message.
I'll be placing this links below in the video description. Please feel free to click on it and to find out more and to reach out to Hendrick. Thank you so much, Hendrick, for your time and for your service to humanity. Thank you everyone for watching. Please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more similar videos.